Salma Hayek has had a career that has spanned more than 3 decades, during which she has become a household name. She is arguably one of the most famous Latina actresses of all time. In fact, she is one of only 4 Latin American women, and the first Mexican, to be nominated for a Best Actress Oscar for Frida. In addition to acting, Hayek is an accomplished producer, an occasional director, and a devoted humanitarian. Hayek's first big break in the U.S. came with the 1995 film Desperado, which he followed with appearances in films like From Dusk Till Dawn, Fools Rush In, and 54. In the 2000s, she appeared in a variety of projects, from crime thrillers like Once Upon a Time in Mexico to comedies like Grown Ups and its sequel. At the high point of her career, we thought it would be a good time to learn about Hayek's background. This video contains the untold truth of Salma Hayek. Watch the video till the end to know. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start the video. Her parents were not initially supportive of her career. The daughter of an opera singer and an oil entrepreneur, Salma Hayek grew up in Mexico and had a privileged upbringing. Despite her well-documented dyslexia, she told CBS News that she graduated high school at 15 and that her father made her wait a year before she could go to college. It was during this time period that she decided upon becoming an actor, but it would be a couple more years before she got up the courage to really pursue acting as a career. After 2 years studying political science and international relations at Universidad Iberoamericana in Mexico City, Hayek dropped out of school to pursue her love of film. While her mother was an easy conversation, breaking the idea to her father was not exactly easy for Hayek. I said, "I'm dropping out of college." And he went crazy. And he said, "No, you're going to take an acting class on the side, and then you continue," she told CBS News. I said, "I've been doing that already, but it's just the college. It's really taking so much of my time, and I just can't continue." She says her father is now one of her biggest supporters, once telling Town and Country that nobody is more proud of my career than my father. Salma Hayek was a big telenovela star in Mexico. Salma Hayek quickly became a big television star in Mexico, starting with her role as Fabiola in Un Nuevo Amanecer in 1988. She then went on to star in the telenovela Teresa, which she did for 125 episodes in 1989. But television was not her passion, and Hayek decided to leave Mexico for the United States in pursuit of becoming a film star. "My dream was not to be a star. My dream was to do movies," Hayek told CBS News. "So an extra in a film, it's closer to my dream than a telenovela star. I had a clear understanding of what I loved, and I loved films." Hayek studied with Stella Adler upon her 1991 arrival in the United States, though the move was an adjustment. According to an interview she did with Oprah Winfrey, Hayek knew little English, had no driver's license, and did not even know she had to get an agent, as she had been randomly discovered on the street in Mexico. Still, she knew she had to make the move for her own growth. "I wanted to do films, and at that time in Mexico, a film industry didn't really exist," she told Oprah.com. "So where do you go to do movies? You go to the Mecca." "I also was afraid I was a very bad actress because I'd become famous very fast and was making money for people." While most people stateside did not recognize Hayek upon her arrival, she does recall getting mobbed by an interesting group Hollywood valets via the Orange County Register. Salma Hayek did not speak much English when she arrived in the United States, which limited her earliest roles largely to Spanish-language media like Mi Vida Loca and El Vuelo del Águila, and smaller guest stints on Dream On, Nurses, and The Sinbad Show. But even after learning the language better, Hayek found that her heavy accent was a barrier to being cast in Hollywood. "I had studio heads say to me, 'You could have been the biggest star in America, but you were born in the wrong country. You can never be a leading lady because we can't take the risk of you opening your mouth and people thinking of their maids," she is quoted as saying to Vanity Fair for The Guardian. Until then, having an accent was not something Hayek worried about because in Mexico, you either speak English or you don't, she explained to Oprah.com. According to that same interview, she also assumed that she could succeed based upon the Hollywood presence of other accented stars, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Due to her early struggles, Hayek expressed shock when she was cast as a voice actor in Puss in Boots, specifically because of her accent. She told Yahoo Entertainment that she found her casting and the casting of her friend Antonio Banderas in the movie to be bizarre at first. Hayek has since done other voiceover work, most notably in 2016's Sausage Party. Salma Hayek was typecast in Hollywood for years. Many actors deal with typecasting in Hollywood, and Salma Hayek is no exception, losing out on roles due to both her heritage and her looks. She told Town & Country that she struggled to find roles until she was cast in the 1995 film Desperado, and after that, she was slotted into the spicy Latina in action films like From Dusk Till Dawn and Fair Game. They wouldn't even give me the auditions. We tried really hard. I said I know I can do drama, but what about romantic comedies and action comedies? Hayek told Variety. For them it was like, oh no, she's just like a sexy Mexican. She was even told by directors that she should speak faster and try to sound dumber, via Page 6. Even when she was cast in comedy and romantic fare, Hayek was still uncomfortable with the labels put upon her. At one point, Hayek even got depressed over being considered a bombshell, a label that was thrown at her after Desperado, and then again when she played a pregnant woman 2 years later. Then I do Fools Rush In, and I'm playing a pregnant woman. And they say I'm sexy again. I go, but I'm pregnant. I'm not even naked in this movie, and they still say I'm sexy, she told Oprah.com in a 2003 interview. And then it became very depressing, I thought. I guess I'm reduced to that now. That's all I am in the perception of these people. She had a very hard time with her Desperado sex scene. Salma Hayek's performance in Desperado put her on the map, and the movie's director, writer, and producer Robert Rodriguez became a big factor in her early career. Rodriguez subsequently cast Hayek in 2 other films, For Rooms and From Dusk Till Dawn, the latter of which remains one of her best-known roles. But while Desperado was a big break for Hayek, it was not without its challenges, namely, the sex scene with Antonio Banderas. According to an interview on the podcast Armchair Expert, the scene was not in the original script, and was only demanded when the studio noticed the chemistry between the pair. Though the set was closed and Banderas was respectful, Hayek found the scene to be a nightmare. I cried throughout the love scene, she said in an Oprah.com interview. That's why you never see long pieces of the love scene, it's little pieces cut together. I'm crying most of the time, so they have to take little pieces. It took 8 hours instead of an hour. I nearly got fired. The drama did not end there for Hayek, as she also had a tough time when it came to the scene hitting theaters. She told Elle magazine that she walked out of the premiere when they played it, and that she forced her family to do the same. I didn't want any of them to see it. They were happy to walk out right away, and then we came back again. I don't think they noticed anything, she said. She almost died from COVID-19, according to CNN's World Tracker. There have been over 250 million cases of COVID-19 around the world since the pandemic began. One of these cases belonged to Salma Hayek, who became incredibly ill with the virus. Only in 2021 did she begin discussing her experience, though Variety reports that she was diagnosed towards the start of the public health emergency. It was scary because you didn't know much about it, and then it kind of lingered. Hayek revealed to Ryan Seacrest and 𝐘𝐬𝐿 on Live with Kelly and Ryan. My doctor begged me to go to the hospital because it was so bad, Hayek told a reporter for Variety. I said, no thank you. I'd rather die at home. Thankfully, the actor was able to recover, but not before being put on oxygen and self-isolating for an extended period of time. She says that she lived in a separate area of the house, a single room for 7 weeks, in order to not infect her husband and daughter. Salma Hayek is very into yoga and meditation. No stranger to Instagram bikini photos, Salma Hayek claims not to work out via people. And since she loves food and considers herself to be an emotional eater, Parola, Hayek has had to develop other tricks to stay in shape. I work with a woman in London who taught me how to hold my body in a way where the muscles are activated all day long, Hayek told People. It's restorative yoga. She taught me to tone my muscles without clenching them. You relax them and focus on the parts that need to be used, but never with tension. In addition to apparently activating her muscles all day long, Hayek also loves meditating. In an interview with InStyle, She gave credit to meditation for helping her to accept her body in any state. My body has been incredibly generous. I don't think I am some hot tamale, but I know that for my age, for the lifestyle that I lived, I'm not doing too badly. And I attribute all of this to meditation, she said. She likes to couple meditation with juice cleanses, which she told 𝐬𝐿 help her to eat healthier and live more mindfully. She is happily married to a billionaire. While Salma Hayek always wanted to get married, she was not always sure it was in the cards for her. There were many times when I had to emotionally come to terms with the fact that maybe I wasn't ever going to get married, she told Redbook magazine. And I started getting comfortable with that. But then in 2006, at age 40, Hayek met billionaire businessman François-Henri Pinault. The couple married 3 years later, a year after they had their only daughter. Hayek refuses to say how she met her husband, telling Town and Country that it's such a romantic, amazing story, but it is mine. I don't want to vulgarize it by making it into a story to make myself interesting. That said, she has no problem talking about her marriage, which she frequently does glowingly. She has told Vogue how proud she is of her marriage and told Redbook that they have had only one fight, though it was a doozy, and they separated for a few months, back in 2008. And while it is perhaps inevitable that people will make assumptions when someone marries rich, Hayek is so in love that she does not even care what people say. When I married him, everybody said, it's an arranged marriage. She married him for the money, Hayek said on the Armchair Expert podcast. I'm like, yeah, whatever be *TCH, think what you want. 15 years together, and we are strong in love, and I don't even get offended. She is happy she was an older mother. Salma Hayek had her daughter Valentina at age 41, a couple of years after meeting François-Henri Pinault. While she admits to being tired, per Town and Country, Hayek told AARP that she thinks she has been a better mother because she had Valentina at a later age after already finding success. It's painful to have children because you're worried 24/7. You judge yourself 24/7, and they judge you 24/7. Society does, too, she said. If you have dreams, career dreams, it's easier to raise children once you have had the good fortune to establish your career. Then you're not as distracted. Hayek has said that she was not sure she would be able to have a child in her 40s, and that she feels grateful to have been able to have her daughter via Holmes Place. And though she had only one biological child, Hayek did inherit a large family. She is stepmother to Augustine, Francois, and Mathilde, her husband's 3 children from a previous marriage. She told Holmes Place that she feels lucky to have 4 children, a big family, and that I have a career still. Nicknamed Salma Hayek. Gender female.